Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another mechanical keyboard build stream by yours truly. Let's see who's online tonight. I see a Rose Fade, Sean Buller, Beans484. Let's see who else is here, and Dr. Killswitch. Guys, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining in. As promised, if you guys caught my Tuesday unboxing stream, I will be building the Sagittarius. I will have to say that unfortunately the group buy is done already. This was kind of sent to me a little bit late, but if you guys see any extras or if there is a round 2, then that's probably your chance. Let's see. Alright, okay. Just to show you guys what I'm drinking today. Here we go. Just the usual. Normally I get organic green tea, but sometimes drinking too much green tea, it just doesn't taste right to me anymore. So I started drinking something from the same brand, peach oolong tea. Alright, here we go. Let's see, what playlist should I do? I haven't done this one in a while. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. This will be an interesting one. I've labeled it massage, so we'll see. We'll see. Lube Machine says good day, good day to you too. Bean says also I changed my name from Bon Bon Boy. Ah, okay. I know you. I know who you are. Oh yeah. If you guys are curious, the board in front of me is the Skog Reboot, which I've reviewed on YouTube. You know, it's a lot of people contacted Percent Studios and being like, hey, I still want to buy this board. So if you're considering buying this and missed out already, they are thinking about opening up the group buy for one extra day. Stay tuned to their Discord to find out when and where that will be. But yeah, for now, this is just a Skog Reboot prototype. There we go. Speaking of prototypes, this one is in fact a prototype as well. I'm calling it a prototype even though it's pretty close to production just because there were some issues with the PCB. But here, oh yeah, take it out of its box. It's probably one of the heavier boards that I've built on stream. You're most interested to see how ergonomic it is? I agree with you. Yeah, I guess we won't know until I actually finish building it. There we go. If you guys have forgotten, it's basically a navy blue Sagittarius. Look at that. This is what we'll be building today. My initial reactions to it was that even though it still looks fairly normal, nothing really like aesthetic about it, it does feel good and I do like the curves, but can't really say much more other than that. Yeah, there we go. Before we continue, just want to go through some of its specs really quick. So let's go look at the web page that it's being sold at. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. If you guys want to follow along, I'm going to post a link in chat right here. This is the Geekhack page. Basically, it's a PCB that's designed by Gondol Lindrum, but the case itself is designed by Cannonkeys. So this part's Cannonkeys, PCB is Gondol Lindrum. But here we go. If you read through it, basically it's a gasket mount optimized ergonomic, and here we go. That's what the original design looked like. Definitely don't like that original design, so I'm glad that it's converted to this. Let's see, Whitpack subscribed with Prime. Dude, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see, looks like a couple people subscribed right before the show as well. Let's see. You scroll down a bit. See a Mark Gil Baterna, Matthew Ho, and Genkilo subscribed 12 minutes ago. Thanks, guys. Being said, definitely sounds like a Gondo project. Alright, so basically this was a collaborative effort between Gondol Lindrum and his good friend Tom. His his good friend Tom, was involved in the medical field, and they were able to get some research done on what constitutes a true ergonomic layout. Unfortunately, if you read through the rest of this, we find out, especially here in part 4, I think. Here we go, part 4, is that Tom is no longer with us. So a lot of the proceeds from this particular group buy will be used to help out Tom's family. And he goes into great lengths saying that Cannonkeys really came through for them. So thank you very much for Cannonkeys for being really, really generous about this. But yeah, I can't really say to join the group buy anymore because the group buy is already done, but if it ever comes back, you know, if it ever comes back, if you like the ergonomic design, then consider it again. Please consider. But yeah. So I'll show you what Cannonkeys sent me. Of course, they sent me the board. Oops. They also sent me the PCB and silk yellows from Novelkeys, along with the necessary daughter board and PCB mount stabilizers. So the reason that they sent all this is because at the end of the build, or at the end of this review period of sorts, I do have to send it back to Cannonkeys. So it's kind of like a personal / demo board. But yeah, here we go. If you guys have never tried silk yellows, I'd say silk yellows have my favorite weight in terms of JWK switches. Yeah, you guys remember when these first came out, I got a sample from Novelkeys, and I was able to put them in my Iron 165. And I've actually been quite happy with them. So yeah, so I will hopefully be just as happy with them on the Sagittarius. Bean says plate mount stabs. Yeah, plate mount stabs. I was very surprised. I'd always assumed that most vendors at this point just buy a bunch of Durock ones, but I guess this is what Cannonkeys had on hand. So I've already pre-clipped these. I still have to lube them. Here we go, let's see what else. Yes, I have an Iron 165. Here we go, this is the PCB. As you can see, four large flex cuts right there. And some specs here. These 4 macro keys over here, these can be switches or they can be encoders. Right there. And it's got RGB LEDs over here in the shape of the Sagittarius constellation. Got in-switch LEDs, single color though. It's using an STM32, which is an ARM microcontroller. Reset button, reset switch. What else? There's ESD protection as well on this board. And what I did not notice until last night, actually, when I was going through this, there are indicator LEDs over here. So I will need to dig through my batch of LEDs to see which ones fit. Right there. Yeah. Cannonkeys did notify me that there was something wrong with this PCB. And where that something wrong is with this pair of resistor and capacitors right here on the bottom. Here, let me see if I can point it out on stream. Let's see, this guy right there. Come on, focus. Oh yeah, it's basically these two. All other pairs are tied to each other, but this guy, there's a missing trace. So unfortunately, I don't have a wire thin enough, but I did test it before the stream. If I short it, if I short it with the wire that I have, it does enable the rest of the LEDs. So definitely by the production run, that should be fixed. Let's see, Witspack says, could we see it sometime, QR? Or you could send a pic sometime. I think it's on my Discord somewhere. And I see Anisan subscribed to Tier 1. Thank you. Currently on a 2-month streak. Dude, thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, Anisan, not sure if you saw my message, but I did end up buying those lavender switches. just because you said something. Does Saggy use plate mount stabs? No, it does not. It uses PCB mount, either snap in or screw in. Roseface says I got an emote because of your subscription. Congratulations. Yeah, here's the PCB right here. Later on, I will have to take the plate out. So we'll be disassembling this board once again. You bought OA switches too? I was actually considering that, but I was just like, not so sure. Maybe I should have bought those too, who knows. Well, while we're at it, let's see. Just so you guys know what Ani-san and I are talking about, here, let me show you guys. There you go. This is what Ani-san and I are talking about. Earlier this morning, Ani-san had mentioned this switch, and I had completely forgotten about it this morning because I was like, I'm done with buying stuff. But because he said something, I was like, oh crap. And I remembered, so I bought these. You guys can click on that link. But basically, these are just JWK switches, so should have the same smoothness. But the reason why I was so curious about this is because a typical JWK switch, such as a mauve, see, do I have mauves here? Or a mauve or like an alpaca, is usually a polycard top and nylon bottom. And honestly, that doesn't sound too good for me. Like, here we go. JWK switches don't sound good to me at all, right? Like, I do acknowledge that they are some of the smoothest switches ever, but they just don't sound good. A couple months back, I was fortunate enough to receive some Gateron linears, which are all nylon housing, and I really love how it sounds. So, I'm hoping that because this switch right here is nylon housing, top and bottom, that it's going to sound just as good as the linears, but also smoother. Idiot exception, what are you typing there? Are you spazzing out there? If you're just testing out your keyboards, I'd appreciate if you test it somewhere else, or I might have to mute you. All right, there we go. Alright, here we go. Let's get to the first part of this build, which is lubing stabilizers. Alright, here goes. Yeah, as stated earlier, these are just PCB mount ones. Nothing special. Have I built an F1? I don't even know what an F1 is. The F1 8X, yeah, I still don't know what that is. All right. The way I like to lube my stabs is 205G0 on the actual housing, and then dielectric grease on the wire. Here he goes. Earth Sojourner triggered the drink command. Yep, drinking some organic peach oolong tea. Though as the weather starts to get colder, I may have to start switching from iced to something warmer. It's been a pretty popular board. Heard really good things about it. Yeah, man, just because There are like so many boards out there, I don't necessarily hear about every board. Dr. Kill Switch also purchased lavender switches. Nice. I'm also interested in those OA switches. I think they're on as well. Oh no, wait, they are already sold out. Are they sold out? No, that's just a stabilizer. Let's see. OA switches. Where are you? There we go. There we go. These are OA switches. Still JWK. UHM bottom housing and polycarb top housing. So from experience, not with this switch, but with similar material switch, I'd say this is probably something that will sound not as good as a regular JWK switch. Bean says, I haven't really liked the sound of OA switches. Ah, okay. I'm probably like you in that regard. Any EU proxy for the lavender switches? Not sure actually. I don't think Cannonkeys lists what their proxies are here. Am I going to try Hyperglide MX Black? Probably not. I don't think they're going to be any smoother than JWK or their Gateron, or their Gateron counterparts. If anything, I'd probably buy them just for their tops, just because cherry tops are still the thockiest sounding tops I have ever tried. Bean says, considering picking up a set? Nice. You can just cherry pick. Haha. When will I rebuild my Iron 165? I don't know. I'm not unhappy with it. I like how it is right now, so probably in a couple months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. Who knows? We're still sticking with silks. Yeah. I like the silks. I like how they feel. I don't necessarily like how they sound, but, you know, variety is king. Man, okay, so one thing that I hate about non-transparent housings is I can't reliably see how much lube I'm putting in. I'm always having to like reflect it from the light and just guesstimate if I have too much or too little. This is why I bought a bunch of Durocs quite recently. Turns out 1UP Keyboards in New York City actually started stocking Duroc V2s, so I bought 4 sets from them. Bean says, no MX switch can compare to the talk of Topra, so I just like cherry for the top. Well, yeah, you know, you try to compare apples to oranges, you'll never really get one or the other. I'm curious though, do you like Topra? The only Topra board that I've liked is HHKB. And even though I never got used to the layout, I do like how it sounded and I like how it felt. Real Forces or anything from Leopold have just not satisfied me. Just did not get that sound, did not get that feel. So if if they ever make a board that's a 60% standard layout, or even standard layout with split right shift, but in the same style as the HHKB, I'd totally buy it. But right now, like HHKB, just its layout is not for me. You forced yourself to get used to it, and now you can't go back. Is 205G0 the only lube you use on the stabs? Some people do. I use 205G0 on the housing and dielectric grease on the wire, but prior to 2018, I just used dielectric grease on like the whole thing. Only reason why I switched was because I finally got a reliable source of 205G0. Have I built a Ramakara? No, I have not. Done. Would you use 205G0 on the wire too if it wasn't expensive, or is dielectric just better? Reason why I use dielectric grease is because it's like nice and thick. One thing I've noticed is that if I have to layer on a lot of 205G0, there's a small chance that I'll like mess up and put too much on. Whereas dielectric grease is just it's just easier to do. I can get more consistent results with it. Like the Jane that I have, which I think I did the best lubing job on, was completely done with dielectric grease. Like, depending on what the customer wants though, sometimes I do dielectric grease on the whole thing, sometimes 205G0 on the whole thing, sometimes like a mix of both. But in terms of what's better, I can't really say for sure. Because there are instances of me doing a 100% perfect lube job with dielectric grease, 100% perfect lube job with 205G0. You know, it just depends. How did I like my Jane? I do like my Jane, actually. Like my Jane a lot. If I had to use one board for the rest of my life, which one would it be? Don't think I can answer that, just because, as I explained earlier, I much prefer variety. You know, I find just like having one board is kind of plain. Like if I absolutely had to choose, I'd probably pick my MacBook Pro, you know? Because it's super portable, everything's all in one go. Don't have to worry about it. But yeah, you know, like I think if you just had to choose one board for the rest of your life, that is kind of sad. A Jane sold for 7K, nice. Don't think I would ever sell my Jane actually, because it was a very generous gift to me. That MRL says, what about marriage? What about marriage? Okay, pick 3 boards then. 3 boards? So yeah, I think that's doable. I tend to rotate boards probably every week or 2. Let's see. 3 boards that I have in my lineup. Probably Iron 165 is one of those. Volcano 660. And what's another board I like to pull out? Probably like my TX60. So that would be 166 key, 165%, and 160. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Earth Sojourner says no Jane. Yep, no Jane. I used to Jane every now and then, but I am definitely a 60 and 65% guy. Dr. Killswitch purchased a Savage 65. Congratulations. Trying to learn how to solder your first keyboard. Alan just finished lubing his NK creams. I really hope that you broke them in first. Alright, I think I've lubed them all. See, Izashi says, don't understand why the buyer thought 7,000 was worth that much. Well, who knows? People spend a lot of money on quite an assortment of things. Final buy before leaving the hobby. Why so much? Mech said, your QMK flashing tutorial on YouTube helped a lot. Thank you. No problem. I do plan on updating that soon. I've already filmed all the components. I just have to put it together and finish some of the editing. But I've addressed a lot of the comments that people have like noted. For example, it's not very clear that the DZ60 that I use for flashing is an example, not a fits everything situation. It's like a lot of people I've noticed have been messaging me using the same DZ60 firmware file and like telling me how come this doesn't work on my board. See, another one is people keep trying to do the drop down for QMK Toolbox, the one that downloads firmware from the QMK website. And another issue is the reset. People don't know how to reset their boards. So those are a couple new things that I've added in, hopefully making things a lot clearer. All right. All right. Ysomax. Usually boards have a reset button on the back. So as long as you press that reset button, you should be all good. C Money says, if I sub and get a shout out for my new macro pad I'm selling. If you sub and get a shout out, do you mean if you sub, do you get a shout out? Probably not, because I don't know what macro pad you're selling. Can I send the link to the site? I usually only shout out things that I think are good, so I would have to look at it first, you know? So if you want to send me a link, sure. I can take a brief look at it. Bean says, my Hive 60 is supposed to start anodizing soon. I'm so excited. Nice. Very nice. You gotta whisper it to me, man. That's why I said to send it to me, not send it to the chat. Bean said it's going to be my first truly gasket-mounted board. Congratulations. I quite enjoy my Hive 60. Though if I could rebuild it again, I'd probably pick a brass plate. There we go. All right. Let's go put these in. Oh, man. So one reason why the community has drifted away from cherry stabilizers is because they pop out way too easily. So hopefully I won't have this issue on this board. Though if it does happen, it's not that big of an issue. Mainly because this is not a customer board, and it is also it's not a personal board. Like I do need to return this to like Cannonkeys. I don't know what he does with the return boards. Maybe he desolders them. Maybe he puts them on display. Who knows? Maybe he sends them to people. Who knows? Maybe he does it as a giveaway. I should probably ask him once I finish building this. I'll be like, hey, so what do you do with this board? Does he take it with him to meetups whenever we are allowed to do that? Who knows? But regardless, it does need to travel back to Cannonkeys first. Yeah, he never mentioned anything about desoldering, so I suspect he wants me to send him a fully completed board. Yeah, who knows? If he's doing it as a giveaway, he should give it to me. Yeah, sure. Send him a message. Send him a message, ask him if he can just give it to you. No, it never hurts to ask. I'm sure that'll work, says Beans. Hey, this entire channel here, both YouTube and Twitch, started with me just reaching out to people being like, hey, can I build your board for you? Hey, have you heard of QMK? I can write the QMK firmware for you, and then your board will be supported in QMK. Hey, do you want to send me a board? Hey. And you know, a couple of years later, I actually have more than one person watching. Like, granted, you like you do need to be able to provide a service of sorts. Bean says, I had a friend who asked Zach for an ogre and he got banned. Wow. Okay, if you're some rando who doesn't like have anything to like offer, then probably. Okay, in the past I've had people who this is like a huge assumption, but I assume they're like 15 and under just based on how they've written an email or based on how they've communicated with me, who've just asked me for like flat out free board. Like, let's see, there was a board that I had here for a long time. It was which one was it? It was my Grid 600 actually. Someone messaged me for a Grid 600 and said, hey, I've noticed that you haven't used your Grid 600 for several months. I'm like 14 and I could really use a brand new keyboard so I can play games, blah, 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 blah. Do you think you could give it to me? And I'm like, okay, that's such a weird question. Can you have my Jane V2 and a good board this Christmas? I'm not Santa Claus. Free keeps, what a concept. You know, in some cases it does happen, like during meetups, during Seattle meetups. Oh yeah, if you guys have been on my Discord channel, you may have noticed that I'm doing a fire sale of sorts. Currently on, I think, round 3. Getting rid of a lot of equipment that I've got here. Anything from key sets, keyboards, keyboard parts, and all that. And there is quite a number of things, but I still haven't let go of some of the higher end boards. And people think there's a lot of things here, but it's not really as many as I had a year or two ago. Like back then, back when we could do meetups, I used to carry boards with me just to give to people. Like, I've given a few 60% builds out to like random people that I saw. Just because I just had so many. I just had so many tray mounts. And like a bunch of plastic, you know, those $15 plastic 60% cases. I used to have like tons of those. That like I was just giving them out to people because I was like, I can't sell this. Shipping costs more than the actual board is worth. Earth Sojourner redeemed Hydrate, thank you. Back when it seems like Merlin was giving away a Romeo every day. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a giveaway. I think it's just because I've been so like concerned about all of these shipping things. I had one giveaway winner who was in Europe, and I shipped his package, and to this very day the tracking number says it left Kent, Washington. And that's it. And this was months ago. I'm like, okay, that package is lost. Nothing to do there. There we go. So that I don't drink my tea really quick, I'm actually just gonna grab some water really quick. Here we go. Just get some water here. Alright, next step is to put all of these on the PCB. Because this saves a little bit of time so that I don't actually have to screw it in. But I'd say it's been ages since I last used PCB mount stabs. Let's see, Bean says, do you collect artisans? No, I do not. Any plans for holiday? We've got some family coming up. And oh, hi Ken, redeemed spoken word. Awesome. Alright, let me just put these on, and we will do the spoken word. Okay. Let's see, plans for the holiday? Yeah, I have my sister-in-law coming up, just visiting us. Ah! Well, the good thing about PCB mount stabs is that I don't even need to put any any washers on. There we go. You know what? He did not send me enough stabs. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Maybe he's got a preferred layout that I do. Okay, alright, yeah. Here we go. This one, based on his image, this is where the arrow keys go, so I don't actually need a stab there. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Rose Fade, do you still have the series? Yes, I do. How do I like it? I'd say it's one of my favorite 60%. I like the way it sounds, I like the way it types, and it's super portable. Earth Soldier says, why not using screw-ins? That is a very good question. I've always wondered why Cannonkeys sent me all of these. Probably it's not cost efficient to send me Durocs, but who knows, who knows. If this was my board, I definitely would have used screw-ins. There we go. Everything's nice and clipped in. Perfect. Alright. Oh, hi Ken. Let me set this up. Any particular style you want me to do it in? Bean says, what are my thoughts on the Mode 80? Honestly, I have not looked at the Mode 80 too much to give you a good thought. Sixra says, heard some people prefer them clip-ins. You're fine with any way I like. Man, that's boring. But all right, let's do the standard way. All right, here goes, here goes. For those of you who have never redeemed the spoken word, basically spoken word is a form of poetry. However, I'm not a poet and I do not claim to be one. And basically you just read poetry in dramatic fashion. And since I'm not a poet, I don't have very elaborate prose. So the most complicated prose I can muster is stuff on typings.gg. Here we go. Let's redo a bit like here. If I were a poet, this would be far less fun. Let's see, like it's like the last time I ever did any kind of poetry reading was probably in like 5th grade. 5th grade or like middle school. Here we go, here we go. Let's see, is this a good one to do? Yeah, this one's fine. This one's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is for you. Oh, hi, Ken. Look. Have little keep. He with ask. Another old. Before against both he problem time. Come other, however. Right if such state. Give number man. Last that work child. I very tell some. In you to know. Without point. Get she follow now man. More right when just general begin. Earth Sojourner has luck plus 100. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Oh hi Ken. Alright. You couldn't have said it better yourself. Alright, let's take this apart so I can grab that plate. There we go, let's change the playlist here. Let's do, let's try this one. This is a, no wait, this is only 15 minutes. Let's try something longer. Yeah, let's do this one. Alright, there's something about these screws, they just never come out all the way. Don't know why. What the heck? You'll be able to catch the sound test in the end. Yeah, this should... I'm anticipating this to be a faster build than normal, actually. So you may want to come back a little bit earlier. I've already pre-gasket mounted the board during my unboxing stream, so, you know, shouldn't take all that long. I just hope so. Last time I said that, it did take a few extra hours. There we go. That's what I want. I want this plate. Bankrupted by Vegas. There we go. Kurtzen cheered for 100 bits. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, let's see. How should I build this? From previous experience, I've noticed that putting switches in one by one tends to make PCBs with like a flex cut here harder to make the switch flush with the PCB. Kurtzen cheered for another 100. Thank you. Let's see, maybe I should pre-populate the plate first. Maybe that's what I should do. Just pre-populate the plate just around this area at first. These center keys, and do it that way. Let's try that. Marksy says the Portico looks promising for the price. Yeah, I agree with you. It's what? It's gasket mount and polycarb. Hopefully the QC will be good. Here. So once again, these are stock Novelkey silks. Did not do any modding to them. So it's going to be this row right there. Merlin, what do I think about the Ramakara? It is a HHKB board, so it's not something that I'm personally interested in. But based on its other specs, I think it's a pretty decent board. Like, Rama boards have always been good. Like, I've never found anything to really like complain about too much on anything that Rama makes, so you know, it's bound to be a decent buy. Just make sure that you like the layout. Alright, so we got the centermost switches taken care of. And we're actually going to solder those center switches in first. Is there a huge difference between ABS case and PC case? Hard to say, to be honest. Personally, polycarb has always sounded better than ABS. How that works together in a gasket mount case, I'm not too sure. There we go. There we go. Looks like all the switches went in flush. Perfect. Probably solder that in. Let's see. Did all of those legs go in properly? Yes, they did. Perfect. Alright, let's do some soldering. Oh no, I can hear my kitten meowing outside. She probably misses me. Hold on. I'm just gonna go pet her really quick. Alright, I just pet her really quick. Hopefully that will be enough to keep her from meowing the rest of the stream. Alright, let's see. You know what, just to give myself a little bit more room, I take out the SCOG. SCOG can go elsewhere. There we go. More room, perfect. Do I know any Mandarin caps and where I can buy them? I think EPBT had some Mandarin caps. I know there are some cat caps as well, which had Mandarin sub-legends. In terms of any right now that you can buy right off the bat, I'm not so sure. You might have to like a Ducky or something. Ducky or I don't know, something off of Amazon or eBay. If anyone out there knows a lot about mechanical design, I was always wondering if there are flex cuts on the PCB, but there are no flex cuts on the plate, do you still get like the same result? Is it gonna make much of a difference? Who knows? Earth Sojourner subscribed with Twitch Prime. Subscribed for 3 months. Thank you. Looks like you're on a 3-month streak as well. Thanks for all your support, man. Dude, it's people like you that keep me doing this. Like, to be honest, you know, even if I didn't get any subs, I'd probably still be doing keyboards and all that. But probably the quality that you see here, or the types of boards that I build, would probably be rather simple. Alright, okay. I think we're good. I think that the switches that would give me the most problem have been soldered in already. Should be able to put the rest of the switches in with no issue. Removing stiffness from the PCB does change stiffness of the assembly, but I would bet that almost all of the flex comes from the plate anyway. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've just always wondered, you know. Taro Doro 93 has followed. Thank you. Yeah, as I put these switches in, I can actually feel the PCB flexing a bit. Do 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 do. Alright. Let's solder in that row now. I asked what do I think about Gateron Reds. Okay. What do you think about Gateron Reds then? Nimitz loves my hat, thank you. Oh, oops, knocked my mic. You really like them? How's my cat doing? My cat is doing good. She's quieted down a bit. I think my wife is just holding her right now. And it says first time mechanical keyboard. Well, here's the thing. There's going to be lots of switches out there. And, you know, my best advice to you is if you like the Switch, if you like it a lot, doesn't matter what everyone else tells you. If you like the Switch, but someone else says it's scratchy as hell, but you still like it, you know, you still like that Switch, right? Yeah, you'll encounter lots of people in this hobby who will tell you that, oh, you picked a Gateron Red. Wow, that's such a noob Switch. How dare you buy that? Alright, looks like I've got most switches in here. Put the rest in. People crap on Kale box switches all the time, but you really like them? Yeah, as long as you like them. You know, everyone has their likes and dislikes. And you should never feel pressured to like the same things that everyone else likes, you know? Or dislike the things that everyone dislikes. Like, I know it's a meme, but everyone always makes fun of, like, Cherry MX Browns. There are people who legit like Cherry MX Brown. But there are also people who really like MX Browns because it's the only tactile switch that they've tried. So in that case, I always recommend people to try other tactile switches before you start claiming that Cherry MX Brown is the best. I haven't even started soldering. I've already soldered most of these switches, actually. Just had to solder in all of the ones that would potentially give me problems. Basically soldered all of the switches that were right next to the flex cut. Because in my experience, if you don't, that flex cut of the PCB will tend to start pushing on your switches, and they will no longer be flush with the PCB. Do you think if I play Osu all day, I will break my keyboard? Depends on how hard you are smashing it. Does the flex cut make a difference? That was actually something that I was asking about earlier. I was wondering if you have flex cuts on the PCB, it will definitely make for like a softer typing experience, but at the same time, if your plate itself doesn't have any flex cuts like this, are you really going to reap any advantages of this design? And I think I was talking with Nate earlier, and Nate said that most of the flex would come from the plate. So if the plate has no flex cuts, you might have very, very limited advantages to this. Nate says, just an educated guess. Yeah. Sounds very reasonable. It's a reasonable, educated guess. Like, it makes sense, you know? Many thanks for the explanation. Yeah, I really think he should have included some form of flex cuts on this. But if you look at these flex cuts, these are fairly huge. So who knows, who knows? Maybe I will still feel it. Right. A little bit too much solder there. There we go. There we go. All right. Time to do the arrow keys. Actually, those were not the arrow keys. Those were the modifiers right there. Wonderful. Wonderful. Are these batch 2 silk yellows? I actually don't know. No clue. This is whatever Cannonkeys sent me. But the last silk yellows that I got were definitely in a different bag, so there is a good chance that it's batch 2. Said you need to buy silk. Lubing gets old. To be fair, I still feel I can lube better than these silks, so, you know. To each his own. But if you're lazy, you don't want to do any kind of lubing, then silks might be the way to go. Alright, almost done with the soldering. There we go. Alright, I think I've just got every switch soldered here. Just gonna check it really quick. Make sure everything is nice and conical. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All that good stuff. Alright, I think we're good. All I've got left is this macro key column. Here we go. Yeah, I was originally gonna put like an encoder there, but I don't have the right encoder, unfortunately. So unfortunately, we will not be doing that. Like maybe if I can get one later on, I'll be able to put it in. I wish Cannonkeys would have sent me one. Would have been easier. Oh, yep, I can already see the plates start to slip a bit. This is is what happens when you have a flexible PCB. Besides, to be honest, you know, I like encoders, I like how they look, but in terms of how I use them, it's been mainly just for volume. Did I end up getting a Lin whale? No, I did not join it. I've been spending lots of money recently, so gotta save up a bit. Mainly on cat stuff. Not on keyboard stuff, on cat stuff. It's been all my expenses lately. I took the cat to the vet yesterday, and yeah, it was a large bill. I was like, okay, this is what it's like to be a cat dad. Cat towers aren't cheap either. Yeah, I went into Costco today hoping that I could find one that was relatively cheap, but the one I saw in Costco was like the right height for like $119, which was fine, you know, but the issue with it was just straight up and down. It looked like the cat would have to climb it in order to get to like the higher levels. Like there was no ramp on each level for the cat to like jump on. So here, let's see if I can actually find it. Actually, wait. I need a keyboard for that, so hold on. Let me just solder in this last switch. And I'll show it later. I will show it later. Cats can jump really high. They can, but not my kitten quite yet. She's only 4 pounds. 4 pounds, hasn't quite mastered the jumping yet. Here, I'll go show you guys the cat tower I found after this board is built. Alright. Here it is, here it is. Let's test it out. Test it out really quick. Turn off the soldering iron. Here we go. Daughter board. Make sure it goes in the correct way. Yep. There we go. While this board does have a VIA enabled firmware, I unfortunately do not have the VIA JSON file, so we can't exactly make it run on VIA quite yet. And as you guys can see, 3 of the LEDs here are missing. It's because the capacitor and the resistor, there's one set of capacitor and resistors on the PCB that are not joined correctly. So hopefully the production unit will have that fixed. Okay, I'm gonna need an actual keyboard for this. Can't do this on its own. Let's see, where's that actual keyboard? Who made the PCB, Upas or Gondo? The PCB is made by Gondo Lindrum, and the case was made by Upas of Cannonkeys. There we go, open up VIA. Here we go, do key tester. Key tester. these two keys do. Oh, keys are changing. Cool. Oh, what's that supposed to be? Okay, so these two keys don't do anything, and so does this key. So maybe I didn't solder that in properly. Let's go look. Nope, those keys are definitely soldered in. Maybe they're just not programmed. Here, let's do a little bit of snooping around. Let's go snoop around VIA. Maybe there is an open PR that I can just snag from. Here. Pull requests. Is there a Sagittarius in there? Sagittarius. It's double T. Sagittarius. No results matched your search. Let's see. Cannonkeys? Anything here? Any Sagittarius? Nope. Just Satisfaction and Savage 65. Maybe it's under Gondolindrum. Nope, there's no Gondolindrum there. How about other? Other. Nope. Okay, that's probably... You know what? This is what I'll do. This is what I will do. I'm gonna go on source. Cannonkeys. Cannonkeys. Let's do ANSI. There we go. Okay, he's got 11 repositories. The VIA keyboards. There we go. Okay. Let's see if he's got a Sagittarius branch. View all branches. He's only got a few. Ooh, look, he's got an active Cannonkeys boards branch. But there is no... Here, let's do all branches. Cannonkeys update, Sav 65, S75, JSON v2. Let's try new Cannonkeys boards. Maybe he's got a JSON file there. Who knows? Snooping around his GitHub. Nope, not there either. And he did not send me one. So, I might actually have to make one on my own. Definitely not the type of stream that I want to do today. So if I can't find it by the end of the stream, I'll probably just do it on Tuesday. But for now, like, okay, all he sent me was a bin file. So let's see. Do a little bit more digging. Like, cause he only sent me like a bin file. I don't even know what the key map is. There we go. Oh, there we go. I see a firmware file from UPOS. This is the GMK firmware. Files changed. Files changed. Let's go look at Via key map. Here we go. Via key map. View file. There we go. So the base key, left control. Oh, okay. That's why those keys aren't working. Those keys are not working because one key is RGB mod, so that moves the RGB forward, I think. Then the other key is BL on to turn backlight on and off, which I don't have any LEDs on. And in terms of the space, let's see, it's left control, GUI, L alt, and this first guy here is a function key. So what can I test on the first layer? Okay, there's nothing I can test on the first layer here other than reset, and I don't want to do that. So oof, he should have at least put function keys here. You know what? This is still an open PR. I can actually comment on it. Here we go. Can we put function keys here, please? Yeah. Discovered while attempting to test. There we go. There we go. Let's put that tiny little comment there. Okay, but at least I know that the three keys that weren't doing anything, seemingly not doing anything, is actually doing something. So that's good, that's good. All right, we can do the rest of this pretty easily. Go Bean says, my GMK Cafe arrived. Congratulations. Did you submit your review? I did. Oh wait, actually it says finish your review. Let me click finish. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, we are going to need to put the daughter board in there first. Daughter board goes in first. Dexley says brass plate. Yes, this is indeed a brass plate. There you go, that's the right one, the right bit. Ah, not magnetic, great. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit harder to do. I need to somehow position this properly. I think I mentioned this during my unboxing. The way that the cable is done makes it, or it seems like it's a little bit harder to put in. Ah! Okay. Let's see. Where's my tweezer at? This will require some tweezer work. I don't know where my tweezers are. Here, let's try this. Are daughter boards interchangeable? It depends. It depends. If this is the unified daughter board, which this one is, it says unified, then yes, daughter boards are exchangeable, which is very good actually. Really glad that they chose to follow IO3's design. I think in most cases people have followed this design, but not everyone is on board. Like if you look at, let's say, KBD fans, they haven't quite, you know, gotten on board with this. Any idea of Wilbur does? I'm gonna have to look at one of his boards to know. Alright, nice and tight. Now, does that look aligned? Somewhat, actually. That's not fully aligned. That's weird. No, I did say that this was a prototype, so maybe that's why it's not fully aligned. Screws look like they're going all the way in. Okay, yeah, that's probably the best I can do at this point. It seems to be a little shifted to the bottom left. Not sure if you guys can see that. It's more shifted to the bottom left rather than centered. Let's see. Let me try plugging in a USB-C port. See if that actually works. Yep, it still fits. I think we're good. We're good. It's just not perfect. Okay, USB-C still works. We should be good. Okay, this was the other thing I mentioned during the unboxing experience. I was concerned how I would fold up this cable. You know, because there wasn't really like a canal or something that I could put it in, put it through. So maybe it's just bend it forward. Bend it forward like so. Like somehow shove it in. Oh wait, I just realized I wanted LEDs there. Let's see if I have some extra LEDs here. Gataron redeemed hydrate, thank you. I wish you would have given us like a shorter cable. Let's see, any LEDs? If not, I'll have to go to my storeroom really quick to see if I've got any there. We've got SMD LEDs. That's not what we want. All right. Have to go look at a different toolbox to grab some LEDs. BRB. And Ms. Dravin says square is commonly negative. Ah, okay. Let's see. See if I can confirm that. Okay, so here, I'm gonna show you guys how to figure this out on your own if you can't find the right information. First and foremost, you actually do have to look at the firmware code. So here we go, let's go look at files changed. In files changed, I believe you want to go to the Sagittarius.c file. So let's look for that. Sagittarius readme rules.h.c. Ooh, okay. Looks like he has not defined indicator LEDs for some odd reason. Here. On the PCB that he's got, he actually has it labeled. Like for example, indicator 3 is PA15, indicator 2 is PB3, and indicator 1 is PB4. So I wonder if it's... Go. Gataron says, just put in the hole if it lights up. You are right. If it doesn't, you know what's wrong. That is the gist of it. But you also have to know which set of holes is the caps lock key, which one is the num lock key. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And from the looks of it, caps lock key is, according to the code, is B3, which is the center one. The center one right there. So to fully test this out, we actually need the daughter board again. Here. Let's do this. Let's do this. We can figure this out. Plug it in. Kind of a jank setup here, but it is what it is. I do not want to have to remove the daughter board again. This is what we're doing. There we go. It's lighting up. Caps lock key is right there. So now we just have to figure out which one's which. Alright, caps lock is indeed on right now, but this LED is not triggering. Okay, probably have it the other way around. There we go. Woo! It lights up. So, in fact, the long leg in this case is going into the circular hole. So the long leg is positive. So what MS Draven said is square is commonly negative is correct. There we go. That's how you do this. Okay. Let's take this all apart again, and I know how to solder it. Perfect. Easy peasy. Alright, Now we just have to hold it in place so it doesn't all come out when we're trying to solder. I like to do this using tape. There we go. Just tape it down like that. So they don't come out. Back to soldering. And we'll have indicator LEDs. God, these are always so tiny. Ah. Oh man. Not the best soldering job right here. But good enough. Whew. What the heck? And I can't seem to get that right. Too small. Because it's too small. Here, let's try again. Let's try it from a different angle. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Still not perfect though, which is gonna annoy me. I know it will. Oh, of course. Looks like I shorted one of them. Let's try and fix that short right there. A little too much solder. Looks like I messed up the... Which one is this? The scroll lock. Yep, they shorted that pretty well. Let's, I'm gonna have to cut that. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, I think I know what to do here. There we go. So when I cut these things, I still like to preserve the long leg and the short leg approach in case anyone ever desolders this. They won't have to guess which one's which. You know? You never have to guess which one's which. They don't have to be completely different, but just enough for someone to tell that one leg is shorter than the other. All right. Okay. All right. And now with those legs shorter, hopefully I can fix that up. Oh, there we go. That got fixed up nicely. But this one, will this one fix up nicely? Yes, it will. Perfect. Aha. There we go. Got rid of the short. Perfect. How's the build going? Says Little Bonaparte. Hey, Mech. So my name is not actually Mech. It's actually Merlin. Mech Merlin is just the name of my channel. But the build is going. Just having trouble with, coincidentally, the indicator LEDs. But I think I just got it right now. Just got it. Just got it to work. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We are good. Whew. There we go. Indicator LEDs right there. You know, we'll go back to actually putting the board together. And here we go. Connects in like that. Then I have to somehow, oh look, that guy's loose fitting now. Okay, let's see. I guess he has to bend inwards or something? There's really no way to bend the wire. Maybe just bend it to the side here. Let's try doing that. Bend it to the side. There we go. That works. That worked out. I was trying to bend that daughter board cable into here, but I guess it's better to just bend it over to the side. There we go. That's it. And now we get to compress the board. Whew. Alright, this is where I'm going to need extra foam. Let's put this here. There. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Put it down the center ones first, just to hold the board in place. See, what service do you or others use usually to ship a keyboard within the US? I just use USPS, though lately they've been overburdened. So sometimes I use UPS, sometimes I use FedEx, but for the most part, USPS. They're the cheapest, and you know, during usual times they are quite reliable. Is this USPS flat rate boxes? Sometimes. You know, those boxes can only fit like a certain shape. So sometimes you do flat rate, sometimes you do USPS ground. Sometimes you use regular priority. It just really depends, you know? There's no hard or fast rule as to what service to use. Just whatever works for you, whatever's most convenient. There we go. All right. I think we got it. I think we got it. Here we go. Sagittarius. Okay, let's go put on some keycaps. See, as I said earlier, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a board for this, just because GMK Mizu is currently on my NK65 entry edition. So we will grab it from that. Keeb Noob says hello. Hello to you too. Alright. We'll be sacrificing it from this guy right here. Taking it away. I don't have nearly as many GMK sets as I would like. So sometimes gotta do this. Yeah, I think that light blue is gonna match with the navy. Static Gauge, thanks for joining in. Actually, on second thoughts, maybe the light blue isn't matching as well as I thought it would. I guess we'll see once I got everything in. Good. Nothing catching. Huh. If it were you, you'd go black on white. Well, here's the thing. My black and white set is a PBT set, and the key that I need, this key, the shift key that I need, is completely warped, so I can't use it. Can't use it at all. So I would have to replace this key on my black and white set. So I figure I'd just go with something that I know would work. Mosaic says, is this the revised design? Yes, this is. Yeah, I always keep this key beside me just to show people of how badly warped it is. Like, I can literally see the stems curve out. Yeah, this is actually one of the reasons why I do not like buying EPBT sets. My very first EPBT set was actually pretty good. It was back when they were using Gateron molds. And those sets, I have no issue with them. In fact, they don't even have issues with the first generation C3 stabs. They work just as well. Is that normal for PBT caps? Warpage? It is, actually, unfortunately. Warpage is a common problem with EPBT, or in PBT in general. Of course, there are some vendors or some manufacturers who take great care with their QC. So, like I was saying, the very first generation EPBT stuff using Gateron molds, those were great. Those were really good. I think my set's from the 2014-2015 time period. So they just have bad molds. That, or just their heating process, you know, when they're manufacturing these keycaps. Alright, I think that blue matches with the navy blue. Gataron says, oh no, I messed up. I bought springs that bottom out at 45G. Oof, that's really light. That's like what? That's regular Gataron clear weight, I think. Croissant says, IMO, that just looks really nice. Why, thank you. I think it looks nice too, to be honest. Blue on blue. GAT clear is 3, no? Is it really 35? I've forgotten since I don't use GAT clear. But 45 is still hella light for me. Magic Donut redeemed hydrate, thank you. Who knows a good keycap set that has mostly a pastel purple color to it, white and black secondary? I don't think I can think of one right now. There goes my escape key. You couldn't either. GMK oh yeah, GMK Fundamentals would be good. That just ended GB though, so it's not like you can get it. You might have to wait for round 2 or possibly Mech Market and extras. Down. Go. Is this the right size shift? Nope, that is not the right size shift. But I can probably use that. Nope, can't use it anywhere else. Let's see, Alt key goes there. There we go. Probably could have used like a 1.5 U there. I'll go fix that up later. Goes page up, page down. Actually, whoops, that's not it. I'm gonna put this key here. Home. Page up, page down, and end. There we go. And just to give you guys a quick look of the compatibility differences between a standard 65% layout and this board. Technically, most of the keys will fit. you will just need 3 keys. 3 keys. So that's a 2.75U, that's 2.25. That's probably a 1.5? No, that's not a 1.5. Yeah. I think that's a 1.5. Let me grab my Mizu set, the rest of my Mizu set. Mosaic Dev says, Merlin, why not use 4 knobs? Because this is not my board. This is a demo board sent to me by Cannonkeys, and they've provided all of the parts. While I'm looking for the rest of my Mizu set here we go. This is the Gateron set that I was talking about earlier. This is from the first round. Alright, this is an EPBT set from when they were using Gateron molds. So probably the only EPBT set that I'm fully happy with. There we go, found the rest of them. Let's see, Crying King says, by the way, Merlin, what are those flasks in the back? Those are some of my favorite ports, actually. Some of the favorite ports that I've tried on stream. Most of them are Washington based, actually. Gateron said, the old ones were nice. Yeah. No, I guess this is not a 1.5. Or is it? Here, let me go look at that picture again. Yeah, it's a 1.5 and then a 1.25. Okay. See that? 1.5, 1.25. So, okay. We can do that. There we go. And I need some keys there. So I guess that will fit. That will have to do. And see what goes there. New molds and less material destroyed. Does that go in there? That goes in there. There we go. Lots of excess space around it. That's really odd. That's really odd. Okay, I'm looking at... That's a 2.75U shift. No, wait, that's actually not. I need it. Where is my 2.75U shift? It's probably on a different board. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 2.25, so I need a 2.75. Where did I leave the 2.75? Dexy says, how would you compare good retooled MX Blacks to JWK Linear? They're still not as smooth as JWK Linears. Ephemeral says, are you going to keep the board? Can we expect an Afterthoughts review? I only get to keep it for a bit. This has to go back to Cannonkeys. He didn't say specifically when, so I can probably hold on to it for a bit. Here we go. That's odd. I don't have a 2.75U one. Shoots. Let's see, Mosaic Dev says that's supposed to be a 3U and a 2.5U. I don't think there's a 2.5U shift. much less a 3U. It's supposed to be a 2.75U. And what I just put on there was a 2.25. Magic Donut says, disassemble it for Cannonkeys as revenge for taking it back. Why would I do that? Cannonkeys has been one of my biggest supporters. Okay. Let's see, I'm obviously missing a 2.75U, which doesn't make sense. Why would I be missing my 2.75U? Let's see. Did I just not put it in here? Would that make sense? Maybe I put it in another tray. Let me look around. Let me look around. Pretty sure should have it. There we go. Just gonna borrow it from a different set. There we go. Hard to tell the difference, huh? There we go. 2.7. There we go. Magic Donut says, anyone know a good upgrade to the Leopold RC750 with cherry blacks? You could try building a custom, I guess. Like, Leopolds are pretty much top tier when it comes to the OEM boards. Alright, let's say, am I gonna be able to type on this? Okay, I can already tell that the P is a little bit weird because it seems further. Yeah, it is further. Oh yeah, that's... the N is pretty far too. Jandal TV says, left shift looks like it should be 2.25, not 2. Probably. Yeah, let's go swap it around then. And you probably mean this shift, not that shift. Let's try this one. There we go. You're right. Okay, T doesn't seem too far away. Let's see, gaming with WASD still seems fine. Can I do shift and space just fine? Yep, I can. Okay, this is gonna be a problem though, because I use space on my left, not on my right. Let's see. Anything else I'm noticing just on quick typing? Yeah, okay. Definitely keys that I type with these two fingers tend to be a little bit harder to... See, like backspace, yep. That's a bigger jump. Ephemeral says layout is really interesting. Must take a few days to get used to it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, I'll probably use it for work or something. Let's see, git commit. Oh, there it is. Ah, yeah. When I reach for M, I'm used to going sideways, right? Right? It goes sideways, but this time it's straight down. Yeah, I tend to reach for that key instead of that key when it comes to the M. Okay. This is going to be interesting to type on. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's put away the Skog for now. Let's do a typing test. Ooh, okay. Ah, I can't even type in a URL correctly. Here, let's do this one. Let's actually do... Let's set it back to Mizu. Mizu, where are you? There we go, Mizu. Okay. I'm going to have to purposely think of going down for like any M key. And I'm gonna have to remember to use my right thumb for space. Let's try that. So I'll probably try and type at around 90 to 100 just so I can maintain my accuracy. Alright, let's go lower the music or turn off the music. Let's try this. Okay, here goes, here goes, here goes. I'm gonna aim for 100% and we'll just see how fast I type. Oh man. "75% accuracy, 71 words per minute." Okay, I think from what I was noticing, I kept hitting... feel like I kept hitting the J instead of the H every time I went for the H. So, okay. I won't try and touch type this time. I'll actually just stare at my keyboard. Let's see how I do. No. There you go. 63 words per minute. 63 words per minute. It's doable. It's doable. Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely noticing going for the N and going for the H is difficult for me. H and N. These two keys are really difficult. And having to remember to use my thumb for space is difficult too, since apparently this is programmed to use this as a function key. Let's say. The other thing I was noticeably having issues with was going for the T. Interesting. Okay. Let's give it another couple shots. Oh yeah, that M. No. Man. This is actually pretty painful. Oh, 55. 55 words per minute. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. I will do another typing test probably after a week, but this is quite difficult for me. It's quite difficult. Let's see. Some of the more common things I would type. Oh, yeah. Okay. Every time I try to press M, my finger lands in between the two keys. So sometimes I trigger the comma, and sometimes I trigger that M. But okay. Okay. This is interesting. Let's see. Let's try one more. What's the benefits of this layout again? It's supposed to be more ergonomic. Like, I'm not sure if I can tell if it's ergonomic or not from my 3 typing tests, but definitely after a week of usage, I should be able to say something. But keep in mind, it's not like I'm unhappy with the regular layout, you know, like a regular layout does not cause any pain for me, so as long as this does not cause any pain, I guess it's good. I think like the true test would be to have someone with like regular wrist pain work on this. Okay. Every time I go for H, I also hit J. I'm struggling so much here. There we go. Magic Donut says regular wrist pain. I guess regular is a poor choice of word. I apologize, but perhaps chronic wrist pain would be better. How does the layout compare to the Microsoft Ergo boards? I don't think I've ever really typed on a Microsoft Ergo board, to be honest. I can't type on it. I can't seem to type more than 60 words per minute, but that's just me not being used to it. Other than that, the board seems pretty solid. Putting it together was fairly simple. Like the most difficult part of the board was figuring out the wiring here for like the daughter board and all that. Yeah, what are those flashing lights? It's supposed to be the Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. You'll notice that I have 3 lights missing. That's because there is a flaw with the PCB. A certain resistor and capacitor pair are not properly joined. So yeah. Let's see. In terms of the layout, it's supposed to be very thoroughly researched. But just because it's thoroughly researched doesn't always mean that it's perfect, you know? Like as I said earlier on stream, when I said regular wrist pain, it's more like chronic wrist pain. I think having someone with chronic wrist pain type on this board is the more reliable estimate, or is the more reliable way of seeing if this board is actually good or not. Like for me, a standard layout board doesn't cause me any problems, you know? So I am not the ideal candidate to test this board out. Earth Sojourner says, I think it'll take a while to get used to feel the benefit. Yeah. We'll see. I will type on this for about a week. If you guys join in on my other streams, especially this Tuesday stream in which I try and get VIA working for this, yeah, you can ask me again how I feel and if I can type any faster than what? I think my fastest right now was like 60. Like, I'm still not confident touch typing on this. I still have to look down just to make sure I don't hit any of these keys or these keys combined, and to make sure that I'm hitting the correct spacebar. Gadaron says, I think you need to get used to it since it's not that much staggered and it leans more to ortholinear. Leans more to ortholinear. I'm not sure I agree with that too much. It's definitely a staggered layout, but the only place that's very ortholinear looking to me is probably this column right here. But even then, there's still like a very slight stagger. We'll see how I like this board after 1 week. We'll see. I can't feel any flex right now, actually. I think it's because the plate doesn't have any flex cuts, but the PCB did. How do I like the sound? It sounds pretty decent. It sounds like a NK Silk Yellows. I'm not surprised by the sound. It's what I expected. In terms of any echoes, let's see. Do I hear anything? Actually, I can hear some reverberation. It could definitely use a little bit of foam underneath it. Yep. Though when I'm typing like this, I can't really hear much. Silks equal to the alpacas. Silks are, or this particular silk is a little heavier than the alpacas. First thing to do is to make a custom PC or palm plate. I think if he incorporated some kind of flex cut in the plate, it would be sufficient. But right now, it's kind of like, why put flex cuts in the PCB if the plate is too tight? Like, I'm sure it makes some difference, just not noticeable for me. Here, one other test I'd like to do is, let's see, what happens if I flip the USB-C around. Let's see if that still allows the board to type. Yep. Flipped USB-C still works. That's good, that's good. FR4 half plate would be nice. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, I'll probably type on this for the next week or so. We'll see what happens there. We'll see. Like, in terms of gaming, it shouldn't be an issue at all because the WASD is right there. And as long as I can switch this to space, I should be able to play some of my FPS games. In terms of where I would put the function key, I'd probably just move it over here. Or possibly over there. We'll see. I kind of wish I would have had the option to split this up a little bit more. Ephemeral says if it's as stiff as my Jaguar, I'm definitely going to like it. It's going to mess up your muscle memory when you switch back to a normal layout. Yeah, I know. That's true. I shouldn't use it for all too long. Alright, I think next thing I'm going to do for this board is probably try and fix up this PCB. I need to go to the store whenever I can and pick up a much smaller wire, or a much thinner wire than this, so I can solder the capacitor to the resistor, or I could just try bridging it with solder. That seems like a less clean approach, but might be better. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, tune in on Tuesday tune in on Saturday and you'll see hopefully a better version of this board. Or maybe I'll be back up to typing at like 140. We'll see, we'll see. All right, it's 4:27. We're about, let's see, 3 hours in. I think it's a good time to close the stream. Right now, since I'm actually remembering, I'm gonna try and raid someone. Let's see, who is on today? Here, let's go do Dr. Huru since that was mentioned first. Okay, let's type Dr. Huru. Dr. Huru. Dr. Huru's. Hopefully that's the right person. 10 followers? They're not even streaming. Okay. Or is it just Huru? Is it just Huru? Oh, no, wait. It's Dr. underscore Huru. That's why I couldn't find him. There we go. Alright. Alright, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you guys want to catch my next stream, it should be tomorrow evening where I talk about group buy news. Basically, everything that's happening from tomorrow evening till the next Saturday. If that's the kind of information you would like to watch, definitely hit me up. And if interested, if you want to catch another keyboard build, sit tight while we raid Dr. Huru. Raid starting in... I just clicked the button. Should be any time now. There we go. Should be going.